Good morning, everyone, and welcome. I'm happy to be with you today, and I am pleased you are attending this class. I hope it will provide you some valuable information about what is new in the analytical model of Revit 2023. My name is Sébastien Pigeon. I'm a BIM technical specialist at Great Tech, and I also a Revit and a Powerpack trainer. Today's topic is interesting. So let's look at the course of the presentation. I will start by an introduction of the general concept behind this new analytical model of Revit 2023. We will see after what are the new capabilities embedded in the last release, and through some example, we will focus on the link between a Revit model and advanced design. So let's move on the general concept. The general concept. Revit 23 offers us a new concept for the realization of the analytical model. Indeed, it's much more than a simple evolution, it's a revolution. Now, and from now on, the analytical model is dissociated from the physical model, which offer us the possibility to realize more easily complex structures such as aircraft hangar, bridge, electrical tower, slanted wall, curved wall, office building. Imagination becomes our limitation. As in the past, we can associate a physical model with an analytical one. And so we leverage from some previous work who have been done. It's good to understand that the analytical model remains independent. That means if we delete the physical model, the analytical model will remain in place. It's the same when we speak about displacement. If we apply displacement to the physical model, this displacement will not be taken into account within the analytical model, and on the other way is the same. If we apply some displacement to the analytical model, this displacement will not be taken into account within the physical model. However, the association between the physical and the analytical model make possible the link and make possible to retrieve the section and the cross section, but also the material used on the physical model and the family type. To realize the assumption between the physical model and the analytical, there is different method, and Revit allows us to use a Dynamo script. By using this function, we can automate the generation of the analytical model, so that it's really a good thing. As you can see here, we see the Dynamo script, and we can, through the Dynamo script, specify which element is principal. So the other will try to attach to this element where we will create the analytical model. The principal element will be a reference for the other, and for the other. We can also specify the tolerance and also specify the fact that we want to incorporate or not the opening in the calculation, for example, the floor or the wall. So that was an overview of the general concept of the analytical model in Revit 2023. So let's see now what are the main capabilities offered by Revit. So to better understand what has changed in Revit 2023, I made this comparison between a structural wall in Revit 22 and a structural wall in Revit 2023. We can notice that the properties are the same for the most part. There is just something which is missing or not allowed by the software, is the fact that we are not able to link our structural wall to an analytical one. This is not allowed by the software. And if we look at the visibility graphic, we can see that the term analytical wall doesn't exist anymore. So it has been replaced by panel. Panel and member are the new function to realize the analytical model. They are placed in the Analyze tab, and they are very useful. With member, we can create beam columns, but also some curved elements. And in panel, we can create wall and floor. We already know the function link and the boundaries, but boundaries has been improved to embed some information in the software modelization system, such as advanced design, for example, and with analytical automation that we will describe in detail later. It's possible to realize a global analytical model. So what are the main things to remember so far is the fact that the structural analytical model is made of standalone Revit element. We can create analytical model without the need of other object, and the analytical element can have some physical counterpart. Okay, so that's great. As an enhancement, we now can migrate the release condition and the member forces into our analytical member. So that's the good point for design, and also to save some information in the Revit model. We can also specify the structural role of the element. We can choose between beam, column, and also member and girders. So that's really great. We can also check the connectivity of the element, and to see if a node is connected to more than two elements. If this is the case, the node will appear like as connected. And as you can see here, we can specify, there is some associated level to the node, and also some offset, because if the node is not on the right level, the node will not be forced to be on this level, so it will be associated to a level, but it will conserve its offset. That is great. As I said before, the nodes are now, it's possible to link them to the grid and to the level. And if a node is linked to the grid and we move the grid, the node will follow. So that makes the structure more parametric, and that is a good thing when you want to make some assumption and just to see if the structure is correct or not. So you launch some calcul, and after if the length is too far or not, you can adjust your model, and it will take you really few times to do that. And that wasn't the case before. When you think about adjustments, it's also possible to adjust the analytical member just by clicking on them, and after we can toggle between the global coordinate or the local coordinate system. That is really an improvement when we want to adjust our analytical model. Another part is analytical automation. So that is a huge function that for sure you will remember, because with this function you can launch a global you can launch a selection of a global analytical element. We click on the function, we launch the Dynamo script, we select all the elements that we want to be associated with some analytical element, and that is done. We can also choose some tolerance and priority. As I said before, it's really a good solution to create a link between some physical element and also the analytical one. And the analytical one will take into account the section of the physical element, the material, so that it's really great. But if you want to make it more manually, it's also possible. You just need to click on the analytical member, for example, and after this function add association is available. So you click on this function and you specify the element that you want make an association with, and it will appear in blue when you want to check the association of the analytical element and the physical one. So that is really great. To understand a little bit more about the analytical element and how it can exchange some information to advanced design, I propose you to study some different scenarios. One with physical model only, one with a physical model associated with an analytical model, one with a model associated with one with a model not associated with a physical model, and an analytical model only. So I think it's going to be great. Let's move. Let's go on. So let's go on Revit. So now we are on Revit. We have this little structure of 2 floors. We are going to try to export this model in advanced design. As you can see here, there is no analytical model in link with this model, this physical model. To check that, I can select all the elements. And here I see that the association box is not checked. That means there is no association between any physical element to any other analytical element. So that make my point, and I am sure that there is no analytical element associated in this model. To transfer this information, for example, let's check The cross section here is 30 by 45 centimeters. Here, I can go on a Powerpack and just further remind, the Powerpack is an add-on developed by Greatech, which is, as you can see, well integrated in Revit. We have Powerpack detailing, and Powerpack design. So that's all. Let's move on the Beam Connect. I check my settings. Due to the fact I have no analytical model, I need to unselect this box. So that's good. And now I can launch my export. So I launch my export, and also it will, I will say no for it will generate a report. Okay, a report. In this report, I have the mention of all the elements that have been exported, so I can check. It's also verify tools to verify this action. So now I'm going to specify a new material and assign to all of them. And what we have, okay, close. So it seems pretty the same, but let's check, for example, with this column. And here we see we have the same section, 30 by 45. So the exportation is quite good on from Revit to Advanced Design due to the Beam Connect, even if we don't have any analytical elements. So that was our case. I think we could say it's really, yeah, it's really relevant. Our Beam Connect is a relevant tool to do the exportation. But what will happen if we create an automatical analytical model? So let's check that. And here we are. So now we are come back on our model, and let's try to make some automatization. So I go on Analyze, Automatical Automation. Okay. So it takes some time, but not too much, I do believe. So here we are. Yeah. Here we see the Dynamo script. I select all the elements that I want. I select all the elements that I want. Yeah, it's okay. I can specify the tolerance. So maybe 13 is good. Tolerance for the level, yeah. So it's okay for me. And I launch and I run the script. And I run the script. So again, it's tell me everything that I need to know. Okay, so I'm done. It's good for me. And so now we have our structure after the automation. So that is analytical plane. So the walls are made by analytical plane. Also the floor, maybe I can say analytical panel. So I would like to show you that. We also analytical panel. So we don't have any more analytical wall or analytical floor. All are now analytical panel. So on this element, I can put some loads, okay, and also some boundaries. I'm going to cut this part and just show you the result. Okay, so now we have some structural load and also some boundary condition here. Um, I know that my analytical model is associated because if I click here, I can highlight the analytical element associate. So as you see here, so now I am in another configuration and I'm gonna use my Powerpack and my Beam Connect. I take care of the setting and I choose export only element with analytical model because now I have an analytical model so I can deal with and I do my exportation. We will see what's happened. So again, normally is going to generate a report, so that's good. So that's good, and he has launched advanced design. So I need to specify materials for all. I say okay. So now I am in my model in advanced design. As I can see here, I have some load, some different load. Okay, I can check for my column and it's always the same section as before. So that means this exportation has been well done. Okay, and I think that it's all. I can now make some combination and launch some calculation, but that is not the purpose of our topic. So now we have just one thing to do. It's to launch exportation without close this one to launch an exportation without any association between the analytical model and the physical one. So for that, I choose this. I'm gonna filter about the boundary condition and also the analytical. That's good. Analytical opening. Also, I think. And now I can just by clicking here remove the association for all the elements. So this is something that I'm going to do. When I do that, I can also click on my element and what I notice is the fact that the structure. What I notice is the section type. For example, here the row is column and the section type is, as you can see here, 30 by 45 centimeters. If I would like, I will be able to change this section here because I have the possibility to do that, and it will take in account all the column integrated in the model. Okay, I am not going to do that. And now what I want to do is to export this model. So another time I go here on Powerpack, Beam Connect. I check the setting, all is good, and I go to the export function. And here we will see what's happened. Normally it should be able to export only the analytical model. So that seems good. And it's opening advanced design. So it seems quite good. close, go there, change that. Okay, so we have our model. We have some load, for example, here and here. Okay, that's great. And the section, what's about the section? So the section is the same. So the fact that we use only the analytical model has not, don't have any effect on the quality of the exportation, and that is really a good thing. Okay, I didn't do that before, but we can make a calculation due to the element, due to the exportation, and see some results. So as we are here really quickly, so as we are here, we could launch some calculation just for this here, and what I see is I have the possibility to have some result about the displacement of the different effort for FEM analysis. So that's really great. So through a Revit model, I was able to realize an export from the analytical model on Revit 23 to Advanced Design and realize my study, my structural study of the buildings. So that's really nice. And now the last element that we need to check is what's happened when we create some analytical element without any association. So we are in our final test to check the analytical model. So I will go on analyze, and I want to create some columns. So I choose the first point, but on level 2. Okay, and I specify a structural wall as column. And now I can take here my node here also. It's going to be really quick, and I just need to select them. As you can see now, it's really quick, and if I move this line, we will see the changes. I will keep my column in order like that, and now I can create some beams. So I change the structural wall. I select the first and the hand, the first and the hand element here, the first and the hand, the first. Takes some time to show the first and the hand. Okay, now I can also switch on my 3D to select all these elements and make a copy of them. So it's really simple. Okay, and for the other part, I just do a multi-span, and it's almost over. If I want to realize some bracing, I can do that by I change the wall. starting point, change. And now here I can define some element here and this one here. So it's really simple to work in 3D also now. It's more simple than before. And now it's almost done. I'm gonna place a floor. So I select the panel and I specify the wall. Okay. So it's gonna be put in place on the first level, but that doesn't really matter. Okay, and I select and I align to the second level like this, and I erase this one. So now that I have my structure, I can just copy the entire structure like this. I don't select the grid here on the line and on the line, so almost all the level here except the level 1. And here we go. We have our structure in Revit. Okay, so maybe yeah. So now let's see if we can export the structure to advanced design. So I use a Powerpack again. I check my setting just to be sure. That's good. And I use export. And here we are. So a report has been generated. The number of slab is the same that the one I put in my project. And I will be able to check my model. Okay. So no. And here, okay. And here we have our model in advanced design. Correctly import. I was able also to import the boundary condition, but I didn't do that. It was just for an example. So as a conclusion, what we can say about the link from Revit to advanced design. We have seen that in different type of scenario, we are still able to, by using the Beam Connect, we are still able to export our analytical or physical model to advanced design, where it's able for us to realize some fine study and to obtain the FM result. So all this scenario has been checked, and now it's time to end this presentation. But before the ending, I would like to make a quick review of the general and important fact that I have presented to you. First one, the general concept. Now, the analytical model is a standalone concept. The analytical model is independent from the physical one. So that means we can have a physical element link or not with the analytical, and the analytical can be a study alone without any physical model. We have also some new capabilities now embedded in the last release. One of the most important new features are member and panel. With the two elements, we can create almost all the analytical elements that we want to have in our model. And if we want to create analytical model in association to a physical one, it's possible to automate this realization by using Dynamo script. And when you look at the link from Revit model to advanced design, it's really well done, and the beam connect, it's still efficient to export any type of structure from Revit to advanced design. So that concludes my presentation. Before I leave, I would like to thank you for your attention. I would like also to remember to you the fact that there is other great presentation will come in place soon during the beam up. So make sure you check all the presentation, and if you have the possibility, don't hesitate to attend this presentation. Also, if you have some question, don't hesitate to send them to me or to Greatech. We will be pleased to answer to your question and to help you in your adoption of Revit 2023. Once time again, thank you for all. Take care of yourself. I see you soon. Bye bye.